Here we go. It's time for game number 1 between Mr. RedxWings, or also known as Memeworks, against Makros on Twin Beaches. What are we expecting, my dear friend Shark?
Well, Makros has immediately locked in Panzerjäger Command in the advanced mines. And he's gone... Interestingly, Krautschützen, I think, is required on this map, and Panzer Grenadier. I kind of want to see where he goes with this. There are a couple different options. You can really lean into the light vehicles. The problem is the Brits can counter them with the boys AT rifles early, and then 2-pounder obviously not an option here. But and RedxWings immediately going triple sapper. I think that's going to be pretty strong, at least at the start. So yeah, I don't want to prognosticate too much, but I think this is going to be an interesting matchup.
Oh, for sure. I think triple engineer is a good idea. It's like a copy of the Wehrmacht start. Obviously a little bit more expensive, but the capping power will be there. Engineers have a really decent cap speed. And it helps you to contest the bike. That kind of struggles in the early game against Royal Engineers. The Panzer or Pom Grenadiers do not have the greatest DPS, especially without their CA buff.
It's entirely RNG based, right? If they're at range and cover and they land their first couple shots, they will just melt sappers. But if they don't knock them down and I do appreciate Makros being very deliberate here at the start. He's seeding this +10 fuel in the middle, but I think he's waiting until he's got the combat power to really contest it, rather than run up on these sappers and bleed unnecessarily.
Yeah, Dingo on the way, so triple engineer plus Dingo. And damn, look at the Via build speed.
Now, if Makros techs early and gets combat half-tracks, the 250s will do okay against the Dingo. But until he does that, he needs to be very careful that his 250 doesn't get run down.
I agree. I have to admit, seeing a 250 feels a little bit weird, considering how it fell out of the meta due to bike giving CA now. You don't see it that often anymore.
I like the 250s with this commander, though. You get the Granatbuchse kind of ride-along upgrade that also increases the Granatbuchse's penetration against light vehicles. A couple of 250s with the Granatbuchse upgrade can actually challenge a Humber.
Oh damn, I didn't know that you get a penetration buff as well.
Yeah.
Should read patch
that Krautschützen might be in trouble.
Oh, bike dies.
Yeah, nice pickup there from RedxWings.
Effector is in enemy control.
Oh goodness, he's going second Dingo.
Here we go.
No.
And Makros decides to throw away his 250. Nope, he gets away.
Nice, that's smart, chasing off with the Panzer Grenadiers. I like that.
I agree, that was really well played. I thought the 250 will die. If RedxWings have committed, he would have lost the Dingo. Double Dingo is kind of a meta flashback to a couple of patches. Like a year ago, you saw quite often Brits going double Dingo and then refit with heavy armor. Interesting.
Yeah, and that's still an option to RedxWings. Oh, if he picks it up with the Pioneers, nice.
Oh, Dingo dies, and there's a dead Royal Engineer. Panzer Pioneer, here we go.
Wow, that's MVP, Panzer Pioneer squad. Yeah, that was really, really well played. And Makros still holding off on tech, getting a third Panzer Grenadier out.
Yeah, he's the triple Pom Grenadier player. I still think...
yeah,
Go ahead.
The DAC P-Grens are really, really strong. Especially if you get them to like vet up, get them some of their upgrades, they will scale really well. And RedxWings has no infantry though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
RedxWings is already teched his platoon command post as well.
Okay, that's interesting.
We could see a Humber in a minute here.
Yeah, Humber timing will be good though for RedxWings, but map presence will suffer greatly for him.
Our supply lines
Here we go, heavy armor, and he rebuilds, and I think I would have delayed rebuilding the engineer and got the Humber first. Or is he going for those Stuarts? Stuarts are really good against deck.
Yeah, until these DAC Panzer Grenadiers scale up, and then as long as you can manage the engagement range, you will just crush them.
First ammo for Makros went into his sweeper.
Smart, with all the sappers on the field.
Yeah, really well played. Or well fought. Mine coming down, Humbers on the way.
This is real. I want to point out, you see Makros capping both of the plus 16 munis. That is potentially huge. That much munitions control with this commander is really, really dangerous. It's going to be difficult for Mean Wings to deal with, or he's going to have to put sweepers on all of his sappers.
Yeah, that really kills his combat efficiency later on. You want to get at least 1 or 2 flamers. Here we go, first flamer is out.
We've lost a sector.
Dingo will hit like a brick. Dank Hunter's call it is a little bit off.
As soon as he sees the Humber, he's going to hit the Panzerjäger panic button. Positive. Oh, wow. This Humber on the retreat path, though.
But he's pushing the Humber towards the Dank Hunter.
Oh, no.
The beggars are threatening a munitions point.
They're going to snare, but they might go down.
Oh, that's at least
Humber
something.
A Humber armored car.
I mean, honestly, I think that worked out better for RedxWings than it should have. Getting that that Panzer Grenadier squad killed. That's a big deal.
Oh yeah, that's enough. Especially because palm grenadiers are so damn expensive. 250 will get picked off.
Diving the 250. What is
and off map. Here we go.
Oh, it'll let you do that?
I didn't know you can use that.
We've lost them.
Yeah, but he hits nothing.
RedxWings just doubling down on another Humber.
He needs to do it.
Wow. These guys are not pulling any punches. This has been... We've seen 5 vehicle losses in the first 7 minutes.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Glorious. That's the beauty of RedxWings, you never know what will happen. But I have to admit, the Royal Engineers map with double Dingo or with Humber is something I would say... I have seen it already a couple of times. So...
Royal Engineers trained and ready.
Let's see if RedxWings can execute it.
He doesn't have access to Aussies, because the over-repaired Humbers can be really, really difficult to deal with.
Makros interestingly going for Adrad instead of the Flak. The bread and butter
I
unit.
think that's smart. When you see the sapper spam in no sections, there's nothing on the field that can really challenge this 8-Rod. And 8-Rod's going to run down these sappers. I really like this choice from Makros.
Oh yeah. Even though I'm more of like armored with 8-Rod due to the superior fire drill.
Yeah, it obviously does better with that buff, but I think the 8-Rod with the recent changes is better than we remember. And if he gets aggressive with this, the only thing he's really got to watch out for are mines.
Oh yeah. Humber's coming around, Dank Hunters have to leave.
You have command points available.
The tank hunters are such a perfect counter to the Humber, because with the accuracy and the target size, they don't miss. And then the fact that they can camouflage, if you set up an ambush right, you can just absolutely murder that Humber.
Yeah, I think that's why Stuart is better. Stuart is to deal better against the Dank Hunters, and 8-Rod immediately finds the mine.
Immediately.
Like, saves the Pioneer there on retreat.
A capture point is being overrun.
Humber's already healed back up.
Territory's out of supply.
But even now, that Humber not as valuable with the 8-Rod on the field.
Yeah, 8-Rod and Panzerjäger are definitely shutting down the Humber. The question is, what is RedxWings follow-up? Is he tacking up? Like, he has no infantry, right? No main lines, so he needs to make something happen tech-wise, otherwise he will die.
Maybe he plans on coming to command post and then getting foot guards late.
And he decides to go for
I
a
honestly
cache.
wouldn't be surprised if he went Crusader AA as well.
I'm telling you, once you see the Crusader AA, and that's the best, will be the game where we see it because it's RedxWings, you will love this unit, how much damage it does.
Well, yeah, and it'll counter the 8-rod too. So if Makros overinvests in the 8-rod, that could potentially be a huge mistake.
And that's what I meant earlier. The Twin Beach is just perfect for RedxWings. Triple capping is really hard on this map. You have relatively safe resources. So it will be into the late game, and armored in the late game is just not fun. Keep in mind, Black Prince is immune to crew shock tactics.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that one.
Yeah, I learned it the hard way. So
Funny. Makros continuing to invest in infantry. If we are going to see the Crusader AA spam, that could really, really backfire.
Panzerjägers with Shrek and with an amazing camo. Going into camo.
Light vehicles can be withdrawn from the battlefield on your word.
Here we go. Company command post is coming up. One CP for Crusader to being unlocked.
Yeah, why did he go withdraw or light vehicle refit first, though? That he just cost
Isn't the
himself
Crusader AA on the side of refit?
Lines been cut.
Did they change it?
Yeah.
I thought it was on the opposite side.
No, they moved the repair station to the side of the Black Prince.
Gotcha.
And
Yep.
Crusader A on the other side. To make it exclusive with
We're losing
Radio
a
net.
victory point to enemy action.
Because imagine Crusader A with Radio net buff just running around and murdering everyone.
A victory point is being overrun.
Well, Makros is banking a
Territory
ton
sector
of fuel.
lost, Commander.
He's got his tier 4 coming, but he'll be able to get a
Victory
P3
point
out
lost.
immediately.
The enemy has control.
Here we go, Humber's getting refitted. But not with the
Right.
ability from the battle group, so with the tech building one.
Proximity alarm. Our territory is under attack.
Yeah, RedxWings
Anti-air
has a
tanks are
ton. There we go. There's the Crusader, first Crusader in the build, just like that. But at the 12-minute mark, it's just not, like, I understand they buffed the combat performance, but it's late compared to the previous timing.
It's one of those units which I think will be really hard to balance in the long run. Because it's competing with the generalists in the tech.
From our sector.
Obviously you want to have a generalist, but if you have a better timing with the Crusader AA, it will kill everything and it will be really frustrating to play against.
Ammunition
Well, yeah, and the
point is
standard
being
Crusader is
overrun.
just so good.
Yeah.
S-Mine's going down. Sappers are gonna see it.
And immediately have a sweeper.
Yep. That's the downside to all these, like the Panzerjäger command, because there's so many cool mines.
Up and ready.
But as soon as your opponent gets a sweeper, especially with 5 sappers on the field, excuse me,
You
4
have 3
sappers,
command points available.
then suddenly those mines are a lot less
Build
effective.
forward assemblies.
Yeah, I think
Help
Makros
our
going
vehicles
for
move
mines
forward.
with 4 sappers on the field was a little bit... not greedy, but offensive mines are not the thing to do. You just put them defensively to cover your flanking routes and don't use them offensively anymore.
Yeah, try to punish overextension. Yeah, and the sappers just bullying the Panzer Grenadiers on the southern cutoff.
By the way, look how greedy Makros is.
A section of guards have been deployed.
Going for armored reserves.
Training complete. Our
Yeah, he's just
infantry
gonna
will be
stall straight
better
into the Tiger. Oh, wow.
Look, I told you, man.
This is savage. Oh my gosh.
I look at the Panzer Grenadier might be deleted. Yeah, he retreats. It's insane how much damage it does.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I feel like Martyrs might not be a good answer either, just because it'll penetrate their armor and overwhelm them.
Yeah, Foot Guard is already out. Infantry training is out as well. Really important on Foot Guard. To give you the veterancy and the combat performance.
Yeah, Makros has done vehicle survival and veteran squad leaders. I expect we'll see, he'll probably make his first. He can get a P4 out right now. But he should continue to invest in those upgrades, especially against a heavy armor battle group.
Let's see what we have though. We have the smoke, 6-man, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
We have P4 call-in. I'm still conflicted about the P4 call-in. It always feels like I wanted to go for a Tiger, but something went wrong, so I have to call in the P4.
I think if you've got a bunch of the armory upgrades, it can definitely be worth it because the P4's performance scales really well.
Yeah, but
without the upgrades,
it's always, you can't have more than one P4 as deck, or it takes quite some time. So I know you get it, and it's a decent unit. It just feels weird, and it looks like RedxWings is collapsing.
Yeah, well, look at that P4. The half-track's gonna steal that 6-pounder too. I like that play from Makros.
Yeah, man, Grand Theft AT gun.
Vector overrun.
Oh, the tank busters are not on prioritized vehicles, and they actually shoot at the foot guards. Oh, that Gamma Bomb, nice placement.
I know the. Look at the damage. Foot guard can now bully the P4.
I do love the sounds. The
Yeah.
You just gotta be careful not to overextend with this. Oh, fortunately the P4 just whiffs.
Foot guard are going forwards. New one. What is the next tech unit from RedxWings? He has enough fuel in the bank. He could get anything that he wants. Has enough.
I kind of think a couple of Crusaders, your standard.
I think a Matilda would make sense. You have a heavy tank brawler to absorb the damage, and foot guard deals with the P4.
This Crusader AA, if you're comfortable having the foot guards as the counter to the P4, then the second Crusader AA could be really nice for just taking map control. And yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends. I think the Crusader 2s are good. They're not going to really struggle with the P4, especially if you get them in a pack. They'll still be able to chew up the infantry and the 8-rod. But Crusader A, multiple Crusader A's would be a lot of fun. And then save for the Black Prince. That would be the most fun way to play this, whether or not it'd be effective as a second.
So that's what it will happen because it's RedxWings.
Although he's had the fuel for it for a while.
He has an amazing map control. If you see this build order, you would not expect him having such a good map control. RedxWings getting an MG, interestingly. How much CP is the Black Prince? 10 or 9? Or 11?
Second, and I'll tell you. It's 11.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, the foot guards, even the sappers are going to dominate these Vet Zero Assault Grenadiers, but the foot guards are definitely going to crush.
Yeah.
Heavy machine gun.
I think I would throw them away. Because they're Vet Zero, they don't offer anything, they will just bleed and clock your income and pop cap.
I like throwing them on the P4, because then if you run across an AT gun, they can just hop off and use their sprint and their free grenades to deal with it. But yeah, they're not, this late in the game, they're not providing as much value. I am wondering what Makros is thinking, because he's banked a ton of resources.
I think he's going
manpower
tighter.
for some upgrades.
Hey, you should get self-repair.
Yes. Yes. If nothing else for that extra 80 HP.
Oh, Foot Guard gets a nice ambush on the P4. Foot Guard.
Oh, this I liked what Makros is trying to do. Put the 8-rod on the retreat path, but the Crusader AA shows up and pushes it away.
Oh, Tank Hunters
Now-
are the pickle.
Yeah. There's nothing here to stop this if the Crusader AA pushes, except the sprint and speed of the tank busters.
5 command points available. Acknowledge.
They want to get home, man.
We're losing a
They
munitions
want to get
point.
home.
This is super dynamic. This almost feels like two different players. There's so much going on opposite sides of the map. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it's really micro-intense game. You can tell both are tech map players just because so many actions are going on.
Yeah. Nice cutoff play from Makros. He's been really good at this all game.
Yeah, he knows this map well. He knows to deny the resources. If you can't get the fuel, at least get the cutoff.
Yeah, the downside though is, like I said, this map is a little deceptive. I'm sure he thinks he's like, oh, I've been cutting stuff off. RedxWings does not have a fuel problem. He's got grants on the being unlocked now. He's got enough fuel to immediately get 2 of them, and that is going to be problematic.
And grants eat P4s for breakfast.
No, he's checking for grants. Yep.
And that's the thing with P4. The P4 does little. And Makros is now going for Tiger, and he will die on the way to the Tiger.
I feel like the Tiger is really greedy here.
It's insanely greedy. He thinks he's ahead, but he isn't.
Yeah, he's not even ahead on VPs at this point.
Victory point under enemy control.
At least self-repair now unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing a fuel point.
Yeah, if I were Makros, I would just be spamming that half-track deployment, right? So obviously now it's armored reserves, but you've got a P4. I'd get another P3 out, and then at the 6-minute mark get a second P4, and then that combined with all the upgrades will start to really help you swarm.
The thing is, though, grants hard counter P3s and P4s really, really well. I think Stuck Colin might be decent.
Oh, I feel like the Stug Colin's a trap. As someone who once a week tries the Stug G Colin and then is horrendously disappointed by it.
I think Stug G, you don't need the... Stug G desperately needs the rapid advance for the mobility and turn rate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like the Marder, you need those. And it has an insane synergy with Panzerjäger, with anti-tank overwatch and crew shock tactics.
I've just seen them whiff so many times. And against Brits, where now obviously there are grants, but you have to worry about Crusaders and that tank speed. The Stugs can get kind of thrown out of the way.
Yeah, but like I said, AT gun will get donated or returned to it.
Yeah. But look at this. This is good bleed on these foot guards.
Foot guard might be in the pickle.
The 8-rod.
The foot guard is in the pickle, but we'll make it home.
Oh, Panzer Pioneers, at least they're suppressed by the Vickers.
AT gun saves the day. 8-rod comes in clutch. He weathers the storm.
Kind of a crazy, good engagement. Well, kind of very even engagement on both sides. Everyone's just back for repairs. The lost 6-pounder hurts a little bit because I feel like Makros could use that. Oh, he's going AT Overwatch. I was really hoping we'd see an elephant.
Nobody ever goes off elephant because AT Overwatch
I know,
is
that's
so
why
busted.
I want to see it. Just put it in the middle here and use it as an anchor.
P4 is combat ready again. Tiger is an option in 140-ish manpower.
Mm-hmm.
And Tiger will be a brick man.
I think it'll be. I still just think it's kind of a trap. The chance of it getting kind of overrun, snared by the foot guards, and then beat down is dangerous. Comment, I kind of agree with you. I think there's too much mobility in this game for a unit like the Elephant to be truly effective.
I'm preaching this since they introduced the heavy tanks. Because there are so many tank trains, how I like to call them, like 5 Crusaders, 6 Crusaders, due to being them so pop-cap efficient, or so many Hellcats and so on, that those heavy tanks that excel at 1v1 engagements, like against other heavy tanks, and get countered by numbers, are not that good. At least in team games, and the Elephant, due to being a super specific counter unit, it's even worse. It's basically only useful against the Croc, the Pershing, or the Black Prince. But yeah, that's true though. Grant would probably struggle the most against the Elephant, because Grants don't have the flanking speed.
Well, and because their main gun is casemated, which is a problem for them. Oh.
Tiger, man.
Tiger's still hitting really hard. Yeah, RedxWings, he's floating so much. Is he really just stalling for the Black Prince?
That would be so great. He get multiple Grants out and then just refit them into the... Oh, P4's in the pickle.
Yeah, but it's starting to bounce, some of these shots.
Oh, Dank Hunters need desperately some healing.
Heavy machine gun crew
Wow.
killed.
Vickers.
Tiger's just doing Tiger things, man. But Tiger has to be careful if it gets snare shotted from those foot guards.
There's nothing to really capitalize on it, I don't think.
We have munitions ready.
Nice use of focus fire on the P4. And actually, the focus fire gets better at Vet 3 for that P4. Like, significantly better.
And thanks for the sub, Chandler. They won, support us since day one of Meta Plays, so big thank you there.
46 months, that's crazy.
Yeah, a true hero. I know you can see the main strength of Dag, not having repair problems.
You say that, but map control is an issue right now. RedxWings is about to get a triple cap on.
Yeah, but I think once Makros gets his units back on the field, it might change. At least army composition-wise, I would say Makros is ahead. He should start banking up ammo for anti-tank Overwatch as a panic button.
We're losing a victory.
Yeah,
point.
100%
Enemy
agree.
action.
At the very least, to help you with a push, if you catch the Black Prince out of position with that,
The beggars
I
are
would
threatening
throw
a victory
away the
point.
assault grenadiers to get PopCap for another tank.
yeah. Or even maybe like a martyr or two to sit in the back and help you
Belongs to the enemy.
with which you got to know is coming.
Yeah.
He's got to know the Black Prince is coming.
And Jaegers are soon hitting Veteran C3, the magical spot for them, for the bonus damage.
Tiger clears the 6-pounder, now dealing with the foot guards.
Our munitions point is being overrun.
P4 knocks out that decreased 6-pounder. I think that's smart.
That's an important pickup there. AT guns can be really a key unit when they have Veteran C together.
The foot guards just tanking these hits from the Tiger. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Ground forces
They are
claimed a
crazy,
sector.
man. Against Dak, I'm surprised we don't see them more against Dak, because Dak has such a hard time against them.
I'm just taking notes from my own games now.
I think you learn the most if you watch RedxWings games, if you have like already a decent and basic understanding of the game. Because then you like have to adapt and learn how or learn to
Enemy
adapt
control.
and be able to deviate from your build orders.
I like this RedxWings building the repair assembly.
Territory sector lost,
I think that's
Commander.
really nice touch. 2 of those will repair
But
any
I
number
don't
of tanks.
think they don't stack, right? Because it's AoE repair.
I thought they did.
Because I
Either way,
remember
AoE
where I
repair
spent
is
like
nice.
6 of them, and then someone in the chat told me they don't stack, and I was like, why do I build 6 of them? Then. But yeah, I think getting rid of the assault grenadiers would do the trick. They don't do anything against the foot guard, and they just bleed.
The Black Prince
Yeah.
has been
Makros
developed
has
third.
rapid advance. I think his 8-rod needs to be doing a lot of this flank capping, because it can defend itself and now cap.
I think the 8-rod should be close to the Tiger for Veteran C1 for Command Aura. The rate of fire
that
buff
too.
is huge.
Comment that the Black Prince has been called in. It'll make it to the battlefield in about 12 minutes.
I wanted to say about 20 minutes, but feels about right. But Tiger might be dead before this happens.
Oh wow, the stun shot from the foot guards is gonna get stunned again. He
gets stunned by the other squad.
Well, it's given some decent damage though. Oh, tank busters, the 8-rod pick up the Crusader A on the opposite side. Nice by Makros.
Oh, veteran to 3 now for the tank busters, and that's such a huge upgrade.
Yeah, so for those in chat, plus 15 health, plus 20% damage, plus 5 range at Vet 3 for the tank busters. That's wild.
Yeah, they're turns from a good squad into into overdrive. So now the interesting question is, does Makros know that the Black Prince is immune to crew shocks?
We'll find out.
We're down to 300 points.
Yeah. Well, Strumming, the Black Prince is so slow. Oh wow, it just bounces the first Panzerschreck shot.
On the side. But it said there's more side armor, if I recall correctly.
And the second.
Yep, no, the Black Prince is immune to crew shock tactics or any crew shock.
This is where I think you're right. I think sacrificing the Assault Grenadiers to get some additional cap space to give you something to help deal with this Black Prince is really necessary. And the Crusader AA is dead, so the 8-rod can move around with a little bit more impunity.
Yeah, it dominates the flank now. If Makros gets the snare off, he should use anti-tank overwatch.
Commander, enemy forces hold all
He's going to
victory
keep
points.
pushing. He's got to be careful. This little foot guard blob could swing on the side of this Tiger and cause some serious problems.
Yeah. Tiger should fall back. Don't overextend.
It's focusing on the repair assembly. Uh-oh. 8-rod's in trouble here.
Yeah, 8-rod is gone. He missed Makros huge.
Down to 250 points.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He needed that. At least it freed up some cap space for him. Maybe get another P4 out. Because I think the P4 will at least deal with the Grant a little bit better.
Yeah, P3 would be useless.
Good. The
It
enemy
has
have the upper hand.
one P3 does nothing against infantry and takes a lot of damage from the Zooks.
More like the 9-rod now. Very nice.
I like that. I allow it.
Light recon reporting. Let's have a look.
Oh, we don't have the...
No flak filling.
Yeah, but I bet he went for the rarely picked one from the battle group. He went for the marked target. AoE marked target, or however you want to call it, and not the off-map one.
Designate targets. Enemies in the area are 20% easier to hit, take 25% greater incoming weapon penetration. That's smart. That's just RedxWings flexing his game knowledge right there. All right, here come the tank busters.
Look, and keep in mind, you get if they get the camo shot off, it's bonus damage.
Oh my gosh, one more shot. Oh no, the P4
hits the mine, but that's fine. Grant gets picked off.
Cleans it up. That's big. You know, Black Prince moving in on it.
I would. He's still going for the nades.
Yes.
Look, no crew
Where's
shot.
the AT Overwatch? Where's the AT
No
Overwatch?
ammo.
He's got it. He's got it.
Oh, never mind. It's only 150, not 200.
Yeah. But I think the Tiger is busy dealing with these foot guards, so it can't push in to finish off the Black Prince.
Black Prince is going forward. Tiger has to be careful.
A Grant's medium tank is reporting in.
Ooh. Dank hunters are going in for a second round.
Losing a victory point.
And bounce. That was really anticlimactic.
This is like Castor's curse. Makros doesn't see everything that we're seeing. If he had known he could have just pushed there, killed the Black Prince, and ended the game, I think he would have.
I think it's totally bit nerfs though. If people sometimes I think player realize those gaps, but because it's a tournament setting and they're so nervous, they don't want to throw, so they play more careful. Because if you throw an auto match, who cares? But throwing in a tournament
We have munitions
might
ready
break
for
your
use,
back.
Commander. You need Recce?
Well, now Black Prince fully healed.
Recon loitering over the target area.
P4 will get away, thanks to self-repair.
Looks like the Tiger's gonna go Grant hunting over here, and actually Black Prince is in no position to help.
Yeah, foot guard is really low. Damn. Tiger against Black Prince, how often do we saw it, man?
And 2 Vet 3 foot guard squads.
Yeah.
That's also wild. I wonder, like, Makros, I feel like he needs something else. Maybe using this half track to run around and cap.
Oh yeah.
or-
He's using it as a heal though. You don't want to lose your heal.
Yeah. I mean, he's got... Yeah. I mean, that's kind of tricky. At Vet 3, it gets the suppression, which makes it even better for rolling around capping.
Here, clear
It's the most
I'm
hilarious
sorry,
unit at Vet
Chenla,
3.
the Prince of Color.
Yeah.
Victory point is being overrun.
Black Prince, man.
The enemy has our victory point now.
Tiger has to be careful though.
Available for use.
What
Yeah, the
can you get
second
with
grant.
15 free pop cap?
Commander, RAF Recce is in your airspace.
He's got... RedxWings has the space and pop cap and the fuel for a couple more grants. If he can just keep his tanks alive to gain some veterancy, this could be painful.
Yeah, grants with veterancy are a pain in the...
Wow,
But-
look at the map control flip.
Repair assembly under attack.
Yeah, Tiger is such a nice brawler. It dishes out so much damage and takes so much damage, especially once you have all the upgrades. You can push really nicely, especially when there are no flanking tanks on the field. Imagine instead of grants there would be multiple crusaders.
Light recon reporting.
Well, Makros went for the spotting scopes as well, which I think is a really nice choice. Oh no, those Panzer Grenadiers.
They're... Yeah.
Oh boy, grants just smash them.
And Tiger also hits his mate. Panic anti-tank overwatch.
A couple of big hits, but there's nothing to provide sight, which is a shame.
It felt like a panic click to
Yeah.
avoid to avoid
save the Tiger.
catastrophe. And here we go, another
Another P4. Yep.
24.
Yeah, strumming. The only thing about it is, like, at the very least, you have to provide sight to it, which makes it a little bit more reasonable to me than.
Actually, you can drive
to
away
the
from
loaders.
it because it does not target the unit, but like the ground beneath the unit where it was last standing. So if you traverse, besides the first volley, because that's so fast you have no chance, but the follow-up ones, that's why it's so broken in combination with crew shock tactics, right? Because then you can't drive away. Oh,
Wow, even the 37 mil gun from the Grant penetrates the front armor of the Tiger. That feels a little overtuned.
I'm telling, here we go, crew shock tactics out, snares out.
Recce overflights ready to go.
Black Prince will be there in 1 to 3 business days.
Recce, here we are.
Tank hunters trying to move in. Tank busters. They're gonna focus on the Black Prince.
Contact with our sapper.
Oh, one sapper section goes
Oh,
down.
anti-tank volley goes off. Black Prince is in a pickle. Tiger's in a pickle. Everyone is in a pickle.
Oh, this Tiger is done.
But Black Prince might be done
no.
as well once Makros realizes there's another P4 ready to go.
Congratulations, Commander. Tiger destroyed.
The smoke trail. Tank busters trying to work through it. Here comes the P4.
The attack on ground misses.
Whiffs its attack round. Oh no, but these grants there could make this really painful. There's another snare.
Who do you target at the tank?
Repair assembly.
Oh my gosh, so the Black Prince is gone now too. But 2 partial health P4s versus 2 partial health grants.
Yeah, you'll be one partial health.
Oh
P4.
no, one of the P4s gets picked up. Nice play there from RedxWings. The foot guard's on the flank.
We're rolling up. Units here. Clear them out.
Oh, Makros is in a rough spot now.
Yeah. How long till new Tiger call in? I did.
Stand by.
We're losing a
3
victory
minutes.
point to enemy action.
So roughly the same for the Black Prince.
We're making progress. The enemy is down to 200
Actually, Black
points.
Prince will arrive sooner.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. And then
As you can see, just called in that second P4. Oh my gosh, these Assault Grenadiers just getting melted.
yeah, that's a great loss. Since when do Royal Engineers have 5 models?
At Vet 3.
Ah. I played so much. I never see that.
You never see him last that long.
Yeah.
That was I forget what patch. That was a change from maybe 1.9, so it's been around for a little bit. But yeah.
And now the map control will surely shift it to the favor of RedxWings.
Yeah, and the army composition as well. You called it. The longer the games go, the more this is going to favor RedxWings. And he's done a really good job kind of maintaining that pressure and maintaining VP control.
Victory point lost. The enemy has control.
The thing is though, that even though on paper, Deck has an amazing late game. In reality, they have the weakest late game.
In 1v1s, yeah, there's
Yeah.
just a lot of risk if you lose their units are powerful, but you can lose them. In team games, though, the synergy you can generate with all the different DAC units is insane.
The manpower bleed will know. Might break Makros' backs there if he can't. Like even if he has the fuel in the bank, he has fuel for days. But fuel for days is
Yeah.
useless if you don't have manpower.
The manpower, yep. And this is what I mean about this map. Like neither player is hurting for fuel now. And Sidewinder. Eventually, someone will throw.
We're losing a fuel point to enemy action.
The only real unit that keep Makros in the game is the Vet 3 Panzerjäger and the Vet 3 P4.
The Black Prince is being
But
held
yeah,
in
losing that
reserve.
one Panzer Grenadier squad really hurt. Because that was his ability to kind of kite the foot guards to deal with team weapons. Oh, here's the ambush. Nice. Oh, wow. Immediate engine crit
Yeah.
onto the Grant. Can he clean this up? Oh, the Gammon Bomb. No!
It's a god.
Light recon report.
That's
Oh,
a
they're
huge loss.
Loitering over the target area.
Oh, foot guards for the win.
I think Makros had a stroke.
Yep. It was such a good thought. It was such a good thought. Oh, no. Like, it's so funny to see an ambush so well executed and then go so terribly.
Wrong. Oh, you were so greedy.
Yeah, Sidewinder called it literally 30 seconds before it happened. Incredible.
Glorious. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed this game though.
It was good. Well played to RedxWings for sure. Honestly, I thought Makros, he was doing really well. I think the biggest problem was he got to the point where he was pop capped. And so then he just lacked the massive units on the field that he needed. And then there's something also to be said for like a 43-minute game. There's a little bit of fatigue that happens. And your APM goes down, your awareness goes down. And against, not that Makros isn't a seasoned player, but someone like RedxWings who's just used to these super long games. Yeah.
No, there was no radio net because he went for Crusader AA. Those are mutually exclusive to each other. I think it's just the veteran's vulnerability from the Black Prince that pops the fire rate up there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with game number 2. See you in a sec. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game number 2 on Twin Beaches between Makros and RedxWings. After an amazing game number 1, we saw the Meat wolf? How do you call it in English?
Meme
Meat
wing?
grinder?
Meme wing?
One-to-one translations don't work that well. Between the Black Prince and the Tiger, what will happen in game number 2? What are we expecting, my dear friend? Shark.
I think we're gonna see whiz bangs.
Now we
Makros is immediately locked in. Special ops. Got his weasel. He's got 2 scouts. He's going barracks. Meanwhile, RedxWings has 5 pioneers. What is happening?
6
says no main
pioneers.
lines. Engineer units only.
Damn, Americans are complaining about pioneer spam.
Is this company one? Yeah, code 1. There you go.
There was a voice line in code 2 where Pioneer said that as a random idle chatter. Damn, Americans complaining about Pioneer spam.
The pioneer spam will actually probably work against the scouts and
Yeah,
against the weasel as well. Just overwhelm it to SMGs.
Makros is like, what the frick is going on? The waves are not stopping.
Oh, just savage. Look at all that map control. Farragy, yes. Meme wing strikes again.
Glorious, man.
Rifleman squad deployed.
First rifleman is
Can you-
out.
Well, at least RedxWings has spread out his pioneers, so the rifles should be able to kind of deal with these one by one.
Yeah, but look
the
at,
map
look at the
control's
map
really
control,
well.
man.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane.
Pio spam into coastals?
It would be hilarious. Nah, man. He does not. Mechanize was bad for him, right? It would be hilarious for Mechanize and then just stuck E-call in.
We're losing our capture point.
Yeah, unfortunately he doesn't have access to that. Pioneer spam into King Tiger.
That would be hilarious. To our Russian friend on the YouTube chat, you have to write in English so I can understand what you're writing.
In the YouTube chat?
Yeah, in
Deploying
YouTube
engineers
chat.
now.
Hold on, give me a second.
Don't tell me you can read that.
I will... Give me a second and I'll let you know if I can read it. Nope, I can't read it.
Okay. Second rifleman is on the way.
All right, what is it? Let me see what he picked here with the Weasel's Vet 1.
I think he's signal layering.
Activity near our munitions point.
I haven't.
I think I talked with him
seen
and he said he likes it.
Riflemen are ready.
I also like the signal layer. I think
Territory
mainly
sector
because
claimed
so
by
it
the enemy.
provides a blanket +3 no matter what point it's on. So when you back cap all of
Infantry
these
support upgrades are en route.
like lower value points, you actually get like a ghost buff. The opponent won't really recognize. Pretty powerful.
HQ healing is out for RedxWings. And we see the first web of the game.
You got pioneers.
By the way,
Well,
great
he only has
reaction
5
from Makros. He saw so many pioneers and was like, man, mines can be everywhere. I need a sweeper right away. I'm telling you, he was not playing it from the get-go to get the Pio that early. 5 more to go, yes. And we have not even tier 2. We go straight for tier 3 for the 251.
Oh, apparently Stoza Bil Rafelni means what build order is this?
Yeah. Understandable, but nobody knows what RedxWings, how RedxWings head works. Like,
But that's what makes it so much fun.
yeah.
Crates of grenades are on their way to us.
Panzer grenade on the way.
Motor pool.
Territory point is no longer under our control.
Oh, but he went ISC. This is a very weird build from Makros. And I'm very confused. I don't see the synergy in it.
We have terror with
Sector's been
the
overrun.
suppression.
Heavy gunnery.
Heavy gunnery. Bonk.
sector gone.
251 versus Weasel.
Yeah, Weasel is running for its life.
We've lost the territory sector.
He's just backing up straight to base. Please, someone save me.
Please send help.
Oh, nice. Wrapping around the barracks. Very nice. Sticky bomb
Snare!
comes in on the 251.
One of our
The
munitions
Weasel's
points
gonna get away, and now the 251 may go down.
Oh, it will go down. Look
Base
at the damage
MGs,
on the rear
rifles
armor.
on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, 251 goes down, and now the Weasel is just gonna cap up this +10 fuel.
Yeah, RedxWings greed took over and he died. But great play by Makros getting the snares that early against Wehrmacht.
Oh, yeah, this rifle actually, RedxWings might be playing right into Makros' build, because looks like he's gonna use P-Grans as his main line, but a Greyhound's immediately on the way. And so as long as Makros chooses good engagements for his rifles, he will do just fine. You see this forcing away the first squad there.
Only lost one model on the rifleman. That was an amazing early engagement. Or RedxWings will have a rude awakening when the Greyhound hits. He going for...
Look,
No, he
Makros
cancelled
on
that
the cutoff
21.
again.
Yep, signal layer for the
Yeah,
Weasel.
that's nice. But again, like, resources aren't really a problem on this map. It doesn't, never hurts.
Greyhound is here.
But
You have 3 command points available.
if anything, I think Makros just needs to, and he needs to prioritize those +16 munis, because his munitions expenditure rate is super high, and it's going to stay that way, especially if he leads into Greyhounds.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's kind of wild to me that the Greyhound then needs to invest another 100 munitions on top of everything else just to be viable.
Yeah, you're basically trading... On paper, it should be like that. You're trading timing for upgrades, right? But it's not kind of like this at the moment. But on the other hand, USF is not bleeding that much ammo anyways. So it's not the end of the world. But still, yeah, I agree to some degree there. I think you should give them the armored skirts just from the beginning and make the Pintle slightly more expensive and call it a day.
Artillery batteries have smoke shells.
I mean, I think those
Ready to
design
provide
choices
cover.
made sense when the game launched. These P-Grans, they have not been as effective as I think RedxWings was hoping for.
Nah, they're bleeding only. I think his game plan was 251 with the suppression and then no quarter.
Yep. But it doesn't work when the 251 gets
Killed.
gunned down immediately.
Yeah. I know he's waiting for Mr. Stück.
Yeah, unfortunately, the P-Grans didn't actually bleed. They just took a lot of damage, but they didn't lose any models. So as long as he can manage that. I was just more commenting on the muni tax that comes from it, not the value of the Greyhound inherently. The fact that to get it up to its full potency, you need to invest, like, not only was it the 240 manpower and 40 fuel, but now 100 munitions on top of that.
And also, if
I
you
don't really-
consider it's like a no-brainer upgrade, you can always argue why is it that it's like not a choice where you say, okay, I get it or I don't get it. You get it every time, and then at one point you can argue, is it then a good upgrade design-wise?
Yeah. First commandos on the field for Makros.
Ooh, I was not expecting SSF.
Munitions point is being attacked.
I think they're so expensive.
They are. They can be good, but depends how he uses them. I think if he uses them as like a upgun bazooka squad, I think that's probably
We've lost control of
misuse.
the sector.
They're very durable, but they're very expensive, and they don't get the upgrades to the Zooks that the bazooka squads do at Vet 2 and 3.
Yeah, and since Makros does not have tier 2, he can't get the improved Zooks.
They pushed us off a sec. Enemy
Well,
movement.
Stug G just being chased off.
Yeah. Weezy got efficiency too by capping.
Enemy control.
I love this change on the support units. That they get efficiency by capping. So what's Makros' game plan now? Advanced
I
logistics
think
or take up?
Makros is executing it. Look at the fuel control's great. I think from here you just try to emphasize map control. You get tier 4 and you start. Oh no, the Vet 2 Weasel.
It's a buy. But it's minute 11, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think for Makros you lean into tier 4 and probably Shermans. So the multi-roll is nice. The P-Grants can't do anything about the Sherman. And then if you have access to SSF if you need additional support against the Stug.
Oh,
I think you just try to force RedxWings off the map.
Makros missing the opportunity to wipe the Stuck there. But instead he keeps the 10-pointer. Remember, kids, if you have the opportunity to go for a wipe, it's probably more worth it than going for a cap. Nah, no, he has to go home. He's sandwiched between two, Panzer Grenadiers. MG42, by the way, from RedxWings.
I think that's smart with how infantry heavy Makros' build is.
It's not that heavy infantry, right? It's only 2 riflemen and SSF. It's like standard amount of mainline.
But even the with the scouts, I think it just helps.
Yeah, Mr. Greyhound will bite the dust. Hold fire. Oh, he revealed himself. And
oh, and it whiffed.
Now hold
fire. That was his chance to get away. It's not gonna miss again.
Nah, man.
Just lost our
if he would have used hold fire, drove back on the road, he would have made it away.
Sector lost. No contact.
Yeah, especially with that first shot from the Stug G whiffing. The Greyhound would have gotten away, but always hard to tell.
But to be fair, RedxWings deserved the wipe, but you know, Jesus takes and gives.
P-47 strafing runs are now available, Commander.
Oh, the anti-infantry loiter unlocked for Makros. That can be a problem.
We have Med Bunker and Medic in the HQ.
Double healing plus the casualty clearing.
Yeah, I think that
Smart.
It's mainly for casualty clearing, right? Heal is mostly insufficient from HQ building. But Palm Grenadiers with the, or not Palm, Panzer Grenadiers with the, they're really expensive, I recall correctly, to reinforce.
Weapons out. Engineers have been promoted.
We have a 105 on the way.
Damn MG, he's in range.
P-47 ready to ruin.
Let's see if Makros paid the RNG tax. How much damage will the loiter do?
A lot of damage, but no model drops.
Yes.
P-47 loitering
Wow, look, there's... Yeah, no model. There we go. One model on
After the
MG42.
third strafe.
Oh my goodness.
Sherman 105 is reporting in.
P-Grens at one model is at a single HP of health, and they're just chilling.
Territory point
No quarter given.
our control.
Procced earlier because of a
It's really
retreat.
funny to see all the pioneers running around with fire rate bonuses from no quarter.
Yeah.
Those in the sky, monitoring your target. 99, begin the
Reinforcement cost for Panzer Grenadiers is only 32, which I think that's in line with U.S. rifles.
Territory lost.
I only have the code 2 price and had 28 manpower.
Yeah, it's 30 for a rifleman, 32 for Panzer Grens. That that feels a little bit out of whack to me, just a little bit. Yeah, what do you think about Makros going bulldozer here as his first
Commander, we've
First
lost
tank.
the sector.
I think he's one of the guys that he still thinks the Sherman isn't that great.
Enemy
And he
forces
feels
are
like I need
converging on the
infantry
fuel
control,
point.
even though he has decent infantry control. And here we go, he gets a normal Sherman now.
Patched up.
I think if he went bulldozer Hellcat, it would have been fine, but now bulldozer Sherman feels a little bit weird.
I just love the smoke from the standard Sherman is so strong, especially when we're dealing with Stugs and packs.
Does it get cancelled when you start moving again? Like the Humber? Or can it be fired on the
Taken
move?
territory from us.
I think it does stop your move order, but it comes out so much faster than the Humbers that you're usually good. You launch the smoke and continue moving. Hey, what's up, Havoc?
The legendary Havoc is in chat, we have to salute him. Sadly, he's not able to play,
And ready.
so he gives everyone else a chance to win some cash. Double Stück. I think RedxWings is doing the strategy which everyone's trying to do last meta, where they go double Stück into KT, and then either died on the way there, or had the KT that died in the first engagement. So let's see how this will play out now. KT is
Reports of
10
enemy movement
CP.
near our
I'm
victory
so
point.
bad with the CP changes. I think if Makros now gets a huge tank mob going,
Taken our
he
victory
can kill RedxWings before the KT hits the field.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he's doing a good job with the bulldozer, keeping the Stugs from being able to do anything useful to it. Kind of the microing in and out of the buildings.
AT gun on the way from Makros. I think the AT gun is a nice addition against the Stück. But
Oh, yeah.
can
The Stug's natural predator.
Yeah,
The
I
enemy
like
is using
that.
our munitions point.
but can Makros keep the main line going for the AT gun to dish out damage, or will it get recruited the first engagement?
Well, the bulldozer can force away. Depends what you're gonna do. So you just gotta keep
One of our
his force
sectors is now
together.
in enemy hands.
Lean on some of the synergy he can create.
So the more important question though, which veterans you want on the bulldozer? Flame shot or delayed
We have
fuse?
anti-tank crews reporting in.
I think in this case, oh man, there's no reason for the delayed fuse. So I think probably the incendiary.
I would agree there, even though both are not that good.
Defend our victory.
The flame is
We're
also-
losing it.
I don't find them all that necessary, except in certain situations.
Victory point now under enemy control.
Oh, Makros going for BARs on his rifles. That's an interesting choice.
I think that's the right call though. Once the Panzergrenadier hit veteran C2, I think the rifleman would lose no matter what, and with bars they should be able to hold their ground.
Routing automatic.
And he has the
Have
fuel,
arrived.
36 fuel per minute. He has holding the hill for quite some time now.
But just like last game, I think the problem in the late game is not going to be fuel, it's going to be manpower. I'd rather see him go
Advanced logistics.
advanced logistics. And then the survivability to just help his commandos hang in a little bit longer. If he's really floating fuel.
Yeah.
He's getting another rifleman out.
Enemy down.
Oh, that zero rifleman in this kind of stage
250.
will bleed a lot before it gets anything done.
Maybe he thinks he's just trying to get that triple cap on and bleed down. You know, RedxWings only down to 250 tickets.
But triple capping on Twin Beaches is really, really hard.
It's really tough, yeah. Oh, this Sherman could be in trouble. Pack 40 is rolling up now as well.
AT gun bounces. Armored
Bounces from the
skirts.
Stug.
Side armor. More bounces.
Throw that smoke.
No skill smoke
Oh, no,
today.
the Sherman's done.
That's it.
We're losing armor. Sherman gone.
At least the penetration though, but the AT gun is gone. Flame shot,
Probably
let's...
should.
AT gun gets the recruit.
Anti-tank defenses are failing.
Oh, this rifleman, that's a painful retreat path.
No quarters given. Now it's time to
SSF
throw.
not gonna be able to stand it.
Here we go. Skill plates on the way.
In time?
Lost control of his
What's the micro text page?
Nope. Oh, and now the Stug's chasing down the bulldozer as well.
Oh, Makros is going into throw mode.
P-47 loitering.
Oh no.
Race being contested.
Makros, all that map control.
That's a Sherman 105 destroyed.
His army composition not ideal.
ATN gets stolen.
Opponent has fallen to 200 points.
Oh wow, those Pigrens.
Gets wiped.
Oh, Pigrens wiped by the loiter.
He paid the micro tags.
Birds in the sky.
Or the RNG tags, not the micro tags. RNG tags. He gets the wipe.
99.
Oh, the scouts.
No quarter pox
No.
on the Pioneers, but Scout will make it home.
Wow, those other Pigrens barely survive as well, just on a shred of health.
Yeah. I told you RNG takes and it gives. And
Victory point is
last loiter, it did nothing. But this loiter was amazing.
one of our munitions points is being neutralized.
Look how far up Makros is with the captain. Capping here. The
Yeah.
captain, point blank blast. This could be bad if RedxWings actually triggers it.
But it gets cancelled once you start moving, so retreating counters it pretty well. By the way, RedxWings has no ammo income. But KT is not that far off.
No. No, only 2 CPs.
It's time to get the Hellcat blob
Lost the
rolling.
territory sector.
And Makros should switch weapons on the SSF. He kinda got them only as an anti-tank unit.
Squad of SSF commanders
What?
taken
Oh,
to the field.
he's going for more commandos?
What?
No, he lost one. He lost one Pio.
He lost one early in the early game. But double SSF with 200 fuel in the back, man. The KT will have a field day,
And-
man.
No advanced logistics and no survivability.
Yeah, man. That will be costly.
Move complete. Target secure.
I think that's the first major macro mistake from Makros.
The munitions point is
Damn.
being attacked.
Panzer Grenadiers losing to the Pioneer and Rifleman. Not even dropping a single
Two rifles
mon.
with PARs. I think they probably just spread their damage out.
But still, man. That's awful.
Sector gone. P-47 awaiting a target. They pushed us off a sector.
MD42 is outflanked.
A squad of SSF is awaiting deployment. Commander.
Oh, and the grenade. Nice. Oh, just not gonna be able to clear. And actually, oh, the point blank blast onto that rifle squad.
Rifleman down.
Wow.
No
You don't
survivors.
normally expect it. You're like, oh, Stug G, I'm fine. That rifle squad going down, that's painful.
Advanced logistics will reduce the cost of reinforcing our forces.
There we go.
He cancelled it right away. No, he okay. Survival training.
Survivability of our infantry in the
Yep.
field.
I think his heavy tech switch into infantry now might bite him in the ass. Might backfire horribly. He also went for off-map barrage on the captain, so no marked target against the KT. And keep in mind, with
Yeah,
the recent buffs to the KT, to its reverse speed, it's a
I
little
think if
bit
he's
more
gonna play
forgiven.
this way, he needs to go weapon support center and he needs to get the Zook improved rockets. If he's gonna lean this heavily into the SSF
Requisitioning
commandos.
demolition
Yeah.
charges and anti-tank mines.
Oh, demo charges. Are we gonna see the big mine?
The big boy mine. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
That would really, really mess with the Stug.
It would also help to some degree against the Tiger, but there are 5 Pioneers on the field, man. And I think most of them have a sweeper.
Enemy activity near our munitions point.
Makros has
Packages have been rolled
both
out
16
to the
points under his control though.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
And RedxWings is slowly running out of VPs. Makros had an amazing VP control. RedxWings is dropping below 100
Capture a
VPs.
victory point. We've lost control of a sec. Be advised. Air resupply operations are available. Initiating stockpile of infantry munitions.
Engineers have been upgraded.
We're losing a fuel point.
Munition supplies. He's getting everything.
He's getting all the upgrades.
He has all the
Sector
upgrades.
claimed by the enemy.
But
It
look
is-
at his pop cap. It's only 49. Yeah, oh my gosh. Potentially problematic if the KT arrives and there's no hard AT on the field. SSF with Zooks, especially unupgraded Zooks, are not the answer.
We have a munitions surplus, Commander.
For the fatherland has been used.
Yeah, defend the fatherland. Actually, those P-Grains aren't in cover, so the Commando is doing a decent amount of damage at long range.
Oh, the Johnson is amazing. But KT, man, it's 700 manpower, right?
It's coming, yep.
How much
It's
pop cap is
700,
it though?
180.
To be honest, I would throw Captain and rebuild him
Our control.
once I see the KT just for the mark target. Like,
Oh,
the
throw the
off-map
Captain away and
barrage
rebuild
is
it.
so useless.
Yeah, it can be helpful against MG spam, but yeah, it just doesn't scale. Oh, anti-infantry loiter to help the scouts take this VP. I think that's clever.
If they move, you'll know.
Was the RNG tax paid? We will see.
P-47, loitering your target. A fuel point is being
The Zooks
That's
are
so just-
bouncing, man.
Bazookas, oh my gosh.
They only have 100 points, Commander.
Makros needs to apply so much VP pressure, but I think he knows that. Because he's put
Commandos are
more
reporting
SSF
in.
on the field.
Third squad of SSF. Yeah, I think pressure's his way out of this, 100%.
How much pop cap
Right,
is the KT though?
Give me a second and I will tell you.
There was only one AT and the other
is-
one is his own.
Birds in the sky.
24.
Loitering your target.
24!
Yep.
So RedxWings
that's
has not enough
problematic.
pop cap for the KT.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
So so now the target for Red.
Our sector.
I hope Makros obviously does not know that, right? But he should not wipe infantry from RedxWings and free up pop cap.
Yeah, like these Pyos here, just let a Pyo squad or two go down.
The enemy is stealing our munitions point. A squad of SSF is awaiting deployment, Commander.
Yeah. Oh no, the captain.
Now quarter and
P-Grains pick it up.
Captain's been killed.
Well, that
Captain
actually
dead.
helped. To your point earlier.
Yeah, now you can get the normal captain or the captain with anti-tank mark
All right,
target.
Pop cap for RedxWings has been achieved. But everything's coming back to base and is going to reinforce before he can get the 700 manpower for the KT. I hope this goes to a game 3 so we can see the elephant and the Pershing. So we can get all of the heavy tanks into single series.
That would be hilarious. Yeah. I hope Makros realizes that wiping units is not his win condition.
Well, all right, so he's got a Hellcat coming. I think he probably
that's a
needs to hold it
mistake.
back until he's got 2. Because I think a single Hellcat's just going to get overrun by the Stugs.
He has double AT gun and 2 Stücks. When the KT hits, there's the ultimate AT screen against the
A victory point is
Hellcats.
under attack. We must act.
Yeah, this is what we need. If you're going to play with Zooks, you got to get the Zook upgrade at this point. Yep, Farage 100%. Oh, Pyos. Rifles pick up Pioneers.
Being attacked.
Inadvertently.
No, that's PopCap though.
Still PopCap. Oh, wow. This point blank blast.
That was not point blank. It was.
But it still did so much
But,
damage to those
yeah.
rifles.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Oh, Makros is really holding to the alive, but I don't.
Oh, that MG42 reinforcing is preventing the KT from coming out.
We've lost a scout squad.
Oh, a scout squad down for Makros.
Oh, 1 Stück might get picked off.
Enemy activity near our
That would be bad though.
KT's available now.
That's yeah. If he calls it in its game, then he should wipe the
taken
Stück.
territory from us.
Yeah, Commando's like doing a good job chipping away at P-Grants here. KT's on the field.
Stück gets picked
Time
off.
for 1 Stug to die.
The big boy is on the field. The big fat boy.
A munitions point is being attacked.
Enemy infantry. Close it in.
It will be so hard though for Makros.
Stay out of sight.
There's the anti-infantry loiter. That could do a lot to these AT guns.
Did he pay the RNG tax?
Commander.
Or a lot of nothing.
It's always the same with the loiter, man. Sometimes it does everything and sometimes does nothing.
Oh, those engineers.
Not even the suppression. No, the suppression saves the day.
There we go. Yeah, saves the engineer squad. This Hellcat's not even full health.
P-47, loitering your target. Those in the sky.
Rifles hold the VP against the Panzer Grenadiers.
Commander, we're losing territory.
RedxWings has gone heavy into MG42s now. He's got another one coming up here,
He wants to lock down the
trying to
map.
grab this VP.
I think RedxWings is overextending though.
Victory point now under enemy control.
Yeah, he's getting short on VPs. I wonder if that's what's causing him to justify this KT in the base. That's a long retreat path if you got to back out.
Yeah, but look at the damage. But if he gets there, Makros has the resources. One Hellcat
Oh,
get picked
and
off.
it did secondary damage to the other Hellcat.
The other Hellcat just coming out of the base. But Makros not going for the snare when he had the opportunity.
You know what'll solve this is a whiz bang.
No, not really.
No, it won't. Not at all.
Not at all, man.
Oh, a little bit of damage here to that V3 Stug with those 2 AT guns in the back. That could be rough. Actually, RedxWings gonna get the triple cap on here. Look at that.
For the first time in a long time. Rifleman has to retreat. I think Makros' axes stopped working. He's playing so sloppy suddenly. Missing those important
Oh, no.
moments.
Rifle squad.
We must pull this back. We're down to 300 points.
Oh my gosh, it gets away.
So lucky, man. Thank God he has advanced logistics. Imagine reinforcing those expensive SSFs. Without it.
Not possible.
A fuel
Not
point is
possible
being
without
seized
it.
By the enemy.
The Hellcat backing its way up
Enemy
across the
holds all
map.
Victory points.
Yeah, because you can run away faster if you're, you know. No, don't do this, kids.
Enemy forces are converging on a
Never
fuel
but
point.
front to the front line.
Man down. Man down. Turn fire.
Red tails reporting.
At least Makros has both 16 pointers, so he can spam planes.
Enemy won't let up. We're down to 250 points.
Pepega. Yeah, he's Makros, not Micros.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sector's been overrun. It's theirs now.
Here we
Alright,
go.
here's another
Skill
loiter.
planes, but no danger paper.
Oh, the propaganda.
Yeah, man, paper cuts. They are scared of paper cuts.
But this is the, you know, RedxWings now owns the 2VP side of the map.
Yeah.
All victory points.
So I don't really know what Makros can do here unless he like gets a Hellcat train up and comes in for the big flank.
I think if he gets the second Hellcat out, which he can afford soon,
Territory under attack.
he has not many VPs, but he still has some VPs. He has a decent infantry lineup, so he has both 16
We're
pointer.
down to 200 points.
So technically,
just
there's room to make a comeback
Territory
happen.
point is no longer under our
He just needs to stay off of the triple cap.
Yeah,
He
as
needs
long,
to hold this bar VP.
and the good thing is that Makros can really, as long as the KT stays on the bottom side, he will win every infantry engagement on the top side, I think. So obviously not the most ideal thing, but it's better than nothing. Look at the sneaky SSF on the landing ground on the beach.
Oh,
Not sure what he's
Very
trying
sneaky.
to do there.
We have a Hellcat reporting for duty. Enemy movement near a victory point.
well, he's gonna lose the north side VP.
Yeah, but
That's
I think
not
he will
great.
reclaim it shortly.
Victory point now under enemy control. One of our munitions points is being neutralized.
MG is repositioning, but will not be inside of the arc.
Our opponent has all victory points under their control. Act now.
P4's on the way from RedxWings.
I think that's smart. The multi-roll is nice.
Yeah, but the SSFs and the double Hellcat will make life hard for the P4.
It will. But those, yeah, remember those are still standard Zooks.
Sector
That's
locked.
true.
No contact.
The sneaky SSF went for the decap on the VP.
With the assault operation. Oh, that's a gauntlet. And also now you're just feeding veterancy to that KT. Oh, Hellcats, if they had found that Stug 3, that would have been nice, but
They get some. Oh, one Hellcat will go.
bounces the Hellcat shot.
All victory points are under enemy control.
The MGs, man.
He finally flanks the MG, but oh. The Hellcats are
100
now
points
back for
remain. We're
repairs.
cutting it close.
Stug G could dive here.
Third Hellcat is on the way. Makros is slowly getting to the time where he's on the clock.
Yeah. And about to get the triple cap. Well, potential for a triple cap. Here's, oh, the Stug.
Killing
Finds
the
the Hellcat.
Stuck would be huge, though. But here we go.
Another
Skill planes on the way.
Infantry loiter. Yep.
99 fighters here.
RNG tax has been taken. Not really. Oh, maybe.
The rifles are gonna get clear that AT gun.
He destroys the AT gun, though.
Double Panzer Grenadiers. They're gonna be able to grab up this other VP. Oh, the scouts. Vet 3 scouts just gunned down.
Yeah, no
KT gets a
Maktar.
rate of fire buff at Vet 2, and then another one at Vet 3. So this veterancy actually makes a big deal, a big difference.
Yeah, Makros is dead.
Captured a victory point.
Yes.
Yeah, this game is over. There's 3 Hellcats, but
Yeah, but they're all
there's-
damaged, or two of them are. One is badly damaged, one is slightly damaged. There's no chance that
Yeah.
you can isolate the KT.
Victory marked. If they move,
Yep, SSF can't hold against the P-Grens, and 3 Hellcats. There you go. He's just gonna surrender.
Yeah. Well, I feel like both games were thrown by Makros.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I wouldn't say thrown. I think it's really tough when you're up against a guy like RedxWings who does stuff that you just don't expect. Like let's look at the build order. 6 Pyos into a 251 with heavy gunnery, 2 Panzer Grenadiers, and then 2 Stug Gs into King Tiger. Like, you're not going to see that build order anywhere. And it's, especially when you choose a battle group like Special Operations, where you have to commit very early to get the value out of that battle group. You just don't have the ability to adapt or react very easily. You can't make a late game pick. And I think like that's probably the biggest issue with USF is so many of their battle groups rely on their early game abilities to maintain pressure. That you lose that flexibility in the mid and late game, and you can say it's exacerbated by the support center picks. You have to make them super early so you can tech up, the motor pool or tank depot, and so again you're like locked in. You're locked into infantry support center, and maybe you don't want to play that way, but now you started down this road, and that's your only real option.
I agree with you, but keep in mind KT was in base. He did not snare it, even though he had the opportunity and the ammo. And I think it would have died then, because it would have gotten engine damage. 251 died immediately. He reacted really well to the build order in the early game, got the early sweeper just to be safe, got the Greyhound out, but then for whatever reason decided to throw his Sherman and his 105 Sherman. AT gun died and got donated, so it's... Maybe thrown is a harsh word, but those micro mistakes added up where his good macro decisions were negated.
Yeah, and I think we just saw there were some inefficiencies in the build, right? So I think as soon as you see like Pyos into Panzer Grenadiers, like rifle, this is why I kind of disagree with the choice to go into BARs for the rifles. I think at that point you realize investing in riflemen is less valuable, and so maybe invest in what you need to make the SSF viable. Some of the the decisions to not lean more into vehicles, like not get more tanks out. I think part of it was the reason he was so deep with the Shermans. RedxWings. I'm not trying to roast him tactically. I'm just trying to think about like what he does differently next time. Part of it is not play against RedxWings, playing against someone who is going to do something you've seen before.
It's easier than playing against someone who never knows what's going on.
Yeah. It's like little things, but it again, like when you're a caster and you sit there and you have all the information, it's so easy.
Yeah.
So easy to see. I love the creativity though. The RedxWings games are always kind of off the wall, which makes it so much fun to watch.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Short break. I think we will follow RedxWings against Hulk Smash. Meme off meta against off meta might be hilarious to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, so see you in a sec.
We want to thank our website patrons. This is by far the best way to support MetaPlays. Your contribution helps keep the project sustainable and allows us to produce more and better content. If you aren't yet a patron, check out our link in the description and get in touch to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.